Today is the 6th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And today's readings are clinical in presenting to us a different value system, the Christian value system, different from the worldly value system. Jeremiah in the first reading compares the life of one who has placed his trust in fellow men with the life of one who places his trust in God. While the former is disappointed, the latter is blessed. In fact, Jeremiah calls the one who places his trust in men as accursed. He is cursed. He will always be disappointed. He will always be left by his fellow men. But the one who recognizes God's presence in his life, the one who trusts God, the one who relies on God, will never go disappointed. He is always blessed. He tells us he is like a tree that is planted beside the running streams, the running water. He brings his seed, his fruits in due season, every moment, because his life, his source of living is God, and in God there is always abundance of life. But the one who trusts in men, men will disappoint. Men will leave you. Men will abandon you. And that brings sadness. That brings sorrow. That brings pain. This is also picked up in the gospel of today, in the Beatitudes. Today we are presented with Luke's account, different from Matthew's account. In Matthew, in the Sermon on the Mount, the Beatitude was given on a mountain, indicating Jesus as the new Moses, the new lawgiver. But in Luke, it is on a plain. And while Matthew gives us 9 principles in which blessedness lies, Luke gives us just 4. Matthew's account is all positive. Blessed are these, blessed are they, blessed are these. But in Luke's gospel, we also have 4 corresponding woes to the blessedness, the life of blessedness, to the Beatitudes. But we need to understand that whether it is in Matthew's gospel or Luke's gospel, it talks about the life, the joy of one who places his trust in God. And while Matthew gives his own in the universal, blessed are the poor, Luke makes it direct. Blessed are you. So you can insert your name there. When you do this, blessed are you who are poor. Blessed are you who are hated, who are persecuted. Blessed are you who mourn. We need to understand they are not poor because they are blessed. Rather, they are blessed because in being poor, they cast their trust only on God. As the psalmist would tell us, this poor man called, and the Lord heard him. They know they cannot rely on human persons. They cannot rely on their fellow men and women. It is only God, the true source of every joy that comes to us. So they return to God. They turn to God. In being hungry, they recognize God as the only source of their food, the one who never disappoints. And in the corresponding woes, those who rejoice now, those who make merry, this is not said because they make merry, no. But in being rich, in being comfortable, they deny the importance of God in their lives. They don't see that God can help them, that God is necessary. And there are many people that live that way. Maybe through their technological breakthroughs or scientific breakthroughs, they believe that God is not important, God is not needed, God is relegated. And in doing that, they meet with disappointment, no matter how rich they may be, no matter the breakthroughs they may have, no matter the things they may have attained in this world. They see this world as the be-all and end-all. They trust in their wealth. They trust in their intelligence. They trust in their wisdom, in their achievements. But Jesus Christ is warning us and challenging us. He's encouraging those who have placed their trust in God, the poor, the hungry, the persecuted, those that are hated. Don't worry. Do not be discouraged. Do not give up. Even when they persecute you for worshiping me, for believing in me, for relating with me, for acknowledging and accepting Jesus Christ. Do not allow that to put you down. Continue to trust in God. Continue to place your trust in Him. Because you will continue to yield fruits that will last. But to those who have abandoned God, those who are weighed down and think that their persecution, their troubles, their pains, or even their achievements cannot bring them to God, it becomes a warning for a change of life. A warning to come to the knowledge of God, to acknowledge Him, to accept Him, and allow His principles, His guidelines to lead us. And there are those in the world today who, pursuing wealth, abandon God. We even have those that are poor, but in their poverty, they also abandon God. And this is why I love so much the words from the book of Proverbs, chapter 30, verse 7 to 9, that says, 2 things I beg of you. Do not deny me them before I die. Keep falsehood away from me. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Grant me only my share of food, for fear that surrounded by plenty, I should fall away and say, Yahweh, who is Yahweh? Or else in destitution, in hunger, in poverty, take to stealing and profane the name of my God. Blessedness comes from being contented with God's gifts, acknowledging their source and being grateful to the giver, to God for them. So whatever situation we find yourself, let us always fall back to God. Let us have Him as the true source of our joy, of our livelihood, of everything we are. In fact, those brokenness, those worries, those pains, the challenges, the difficulties in our lives are actually entry points of the divine. St. Teresa of Avila tells us, all things pass away, only God remains, and he who has God always conquers. Do not let anything to trouble you. It is a warning to those who think they do not need God. There is still an opportunity for them to mend their lives and trust God. The choice is yours, but Jesus has offered you the opportunity and the grace. But remember, blessed is the man who has placed his trust in the Lord. Choose for yourself who to trust, who to go with, your fellow men, or with God, who never disappoints, but upholds those who believe in Him, those who trust in Him, even in their moments of difficulties and challenges.